Hello and happy Saturday. We are back, maybe for the last time, with Horizon Forbidden West. Let's turn this off. Head on over to the main screen. We should probably have good sound. There we go. It's a little loud. There we go. Alright, perfect. Diversion! Look at you being all first and crap. How you doing tonight? Happy Saturday. There's some cookies for you. How are you? Let's load this bad boy up, shall we? We are about to embark on one last final Forbidden West journey to get rid of... Oh, jeez. Petito! Thank you for the resub. 29 months. Almost 3 years of Life is Strange jokes and Tang interruptions. Yep. We're getting there. Dear Lord, that's insane. How are you tonight? You're doing okay, I suppose? It's Saturday, Diversion. It should be fantastical. Drinking some whiskey, playing WoW, and trying to figure out how to get my streaming schedule sorted and back online. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. The whiskey and the playing sounds awesome. Trying to figure out scheduling doesn't sound awesome. So hopefully you get that figured out. What am I hearing? I heard a robot. Alright, well, whatever. We are going right here. Hopefully. We're about to embark on the final fight as far as I can tell. So I am heading facing in the right direction, right? Does not appear that way. We're just gonna surf the air for a bit. Damn. Alright, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. If I ever do play Breath of the Wild, I'm gonna transition so well into that. Pelican meat! Nom nom nom. Alright. We're doing for arrows. Oh yeah, we're fine. More pelican meat!
There. Rendezvous point.
Oh, look at that. I almost look like I know what I'm doing.
Everything I can before calling in the others to attack the Zenith base.
Oh. I could have had crab for dinner too. Where's the body? Are you the body? You are a rock. Why can I not find the... Oh, there it is. Oh. Sorry, let me catch up real quick. Recovering from St. Patrick's Day. Did you party extra hard last night, Potato? If so, good for you. I hope you had fun. This week I'm supposed to give the new rating group a try next... Like this upcoming week, you mean? It should be better. There's no way it could be worse. Was it really that bad? I got the impression that it could have been better, but it wasn't absolutely awful. Like, was it just poor coordination, or did you die horribly every time, or what exactly made it so bad? Alright, time to call in the cavalry. If you proceed past this point, you will be locked into Singularity, and the open world will be unavailable for the duration of the quest. I am okay with that. Let's go. They really want you to make sure that you're ready to move forward. Yes, call my companions.
Okay, everyone. I'm at the rendezvous point. It's time to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Understood, Aloy. We're on our way.
Here we go.
Aloy.
Where are the others?
Not far behind. egghead here couldn't stand traveling with the pack.
Are we all here? Then let's begin.
A tunnel.
An ancient escape route from the ruins on the island. When I realized it ran all the way across the water, I thought it might prove useful to come and go undetected. So I concealed it from the others. Shall we?
We shall. Thank you, Tilda.
I wish there was a less pungent way to get way inside the base.
Agreed.
Alright, that's kind of cool.
There's the launch tower. That plane offers a little cover, so the only viable path is through there. There will be specters guarding it, and many more can be deployed from those hangars.
All right. Alva, Catalo, get to it.
Where are they going?
Somewhere important. Erend, you're with me. You guys, take the high ground in case we need covering fire.
Tactically sound, I suppose. What will she do?
There's a sensor node nearby. If I hack into it, I should be able to scramble the network and keep you undetected. But not for long.
Then we should proceed.
One more thing. Open up the channel to beta. Audio only.
Aloy,
We're here, and we're coming for you. You know what to do, right?
as long as you hold up your end.
We will. See you soon.
Be careful.
Let's go.
Alright, here we go.
Get to the launch tower as quickly as possible. I'll do my best to conceal our intrusion.
Ooh. Goodies! Alright, let's catch up before we get into the thick of things. We were like 30 minutes delayed getting started. We had no shot callers, so it was just a bunch of passive people trying to accomplish group tasks. We wiped on the first boss 3 times. That should never happen. Oh. Oh. So I'm assuming shot callers are like group leads. Like, I don't know how big party groups are in WoW, but I do know in my raiding experience through other means that it would be like the party leader. Like, if we would raid, there's usually like 4 or 5 different groups or parties, and each party leader was like the shot caller, I guess. I'm assuming it works in a similar fashion in WoW. Do it for silence. I know. I still can't believe that. So for anybody that is unaware, Silence in this game is played by an actor called, by the name of Lance Reddick. And he sadly recently passed away. It's still, it sucks, and it came out of nowhere. He's definitely an actor. Whenever I saw him in anything, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, anything I've ever seen him in, or like game or movie wise or show wise, he's been fantastic in, and it's a shame. A poor shaman rage quit the raid, and game, it was so bad. Oh jeez. You need 1 or 2 people that are raid leaders calling the shots, and they typically need a commanding personality to be effective. That's fair. We did not have that. So this week is attempt number 2, eh? Well, I bid you good luck. Yeah, when you get people rage quitting the raids, that's never a good sign. So, I guess, yeah, it really couldn't get much worse. So, hopefully it's better this time around.
Beware, Aloy. Spectres ahead.
Company. Follow my lead.
That's what I do.
Am I able to...
Could prime it with plasma.
Wait, what is that? A bellow bag? Oh, it's dead. Okay. Plasma! That's acid. Fairly certain. Yeah, that's plasma. Okay.
Anytime you're ready. It's here when you want it. It's not beer, but it'll do. Take this and take him down. Hey, watch this. Idiot meets hammer.
Oh, slapped!
Aloy, you okay?
Move! I was kind of frozen there for a minute. That was not fun. Ow.
That's the quick way to take it down. Give me your best. Go down, you miserable pile of junk. Sorry about that. Aloy, you need this. Hey, you want to fight the Vanguard?
This is going very poorly.
It's a blood bug, doesn't it? You okay?
No!
Hey, you okay?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'll find a way back up.
Hit you again? I think we got him.
I think you're right.
Well, that sucked.
Find anything?
Yeah.
Not a good start to my journey here. That's for sure. I think I already
I
looted
think
that by
there's a
accident.
cave up there that might get us through that ridge.
Let's climb up to it.
Ravager. We need some berries. Are you? You're nothing. Okay.
We should move on.
Yeah, I need to replenish my berry supply. Give me a minute. It's funny. The NPCs will throw ammo at me during the battles, but I never see where they end up, so I always end up missing them and not getting them until after the fight's already over. Let me up. There we go. Alright, well, hopefully we come across, you know, more somewhere. At least my immediate pouch is full. Attempt number 2, eh? Oh, jeez. You know, that's probably the biggest Canadianism I have. It's just saying, eh? Oh, eh? I also am committed to playing Pokemon, and I would like to do that more than once a week. That's fair. I need to see how this raid goes. If it goes poorly again, I'm out. At least until they get better coordinated, yeah. If it goes well, I might try and stream 4 days a week again. That is just taxing long term for me. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, only relatively recently have I started streaming 4 days a week, and more recently I've been streaming Fridays on a regular basis, so it's been 5 nights a week.
Hey, come on, Aloy, let's go.
I'm going. Calm down. I definitely understand how it can be taxing. I think once I'm done with Super Shooter, I might take a couple of Fridays off, and then it'll just be a do whatever kind of night for me. Where am I going exactly? Apparently I missed that.
What's in this backpack, metal bricks?
Aloy, Alva and I are closing in on the regulator.
Keep me posted.
It's creepy in here.
Don't worry. I'll protect you.
Will you, though?
I wish I had a glider. I guess I'll find another way across. I'm not really built for climbing.
Sorry, Erend.
Did I just do a complete circle?
Can we please leave the cave now?
This doesn't look like where I entered. So I'm gonna assume not. Yeah, okay.
Pick it up. You need it. Live long, kill your enemy.
Come on. Oh, he's so lame. Oh, maybe not.
I'll follow you in.
Aloy's under attack! Cover her!
It's got out. Explode.
Firing!
Who's next?
Oh, there was a tail with my name on it.
Oh, it looks like Zoe's giving us some supporting fire. Zoe's helping us out. Firing from above.
Still in the split.
Keep them coming.
Oh, that was a decent shot, I guess.
Better than any Oseram.
Any good loot?
A little.
Jeez, those things are tough. They're obviously more ramped up versions of what I had to fight initially. I guess I was supposed to sneak by it, but whatever. That's boring. Already got that one, apparently.
Tired yet?
Yep.
flower, very nice.
Yeah! Clear those weeds.
Shut this metal flower down.
Grab it if you need
With
it.
who?
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
We can take this one, Aloy. Keep moving.
Alright.
That Stormbird carcass should get us over the gap.
I hate stormbirds. But I guess, yeah, dead ones hang, you know. Yeah, you remember the good old days when our only worry was whether Meridian would be destroyed? You know, instead of the whole world?
Oh yeah. Good times.
Good times. I need to get Pokemon done by May though, because Polybridge 3 will be out. By May? It's what, mid-March? Oh, I think you can do that. No problem. Even with the DLC, if you choose to do it, I think you'll get that done, no problem.
More specters. I'll attack when you...
Oh no, there's 3 of them.
Fire's not gonna help here.
Are we gonna attack or what?
Yeah, that's gonna blow. Aloy! Ammo! You aren't winning this battle, love. That's the weak spot.
Owie! No, I'm not okay.
You want me to handle this, Aloy? Get clear of the blast.
Better hit it before the plasma blows.
I. What was the belly flop? Alright, cool. Sorry, one sec.
Tired yet?
Oh, yep. Here we go.
Okay, sorry about that. Where am I at here? I can't wait for bridge building to return. I had so much fun with Poly Bridge 2 up till the last few levels. They were very hard. Did you finish it? You finished like the main set of levels, right? It was the DLC that you... I know you attempted the DLC. I don't remember if you finished it or not. With a bit of help from some viewers. Yeah. I can only imagine. I remember some of those bridge setups. Well, I look forward to seeing what the third one has.
We can take this one, Aloy. Keep moving.
Alright, you have fun. Let's try this again, I guess.
Stormbird carcass should get us over the gap.
I hate stormbirds. But I guess, yeah, dead ones handy enough. Hey, you remember the good old days when our only worry was whether Meridian would be destroyed? You know, instead of the whole world?
Oh yeah. Good times.
More specters. I'll attack when you do. That's slower. Let's get it. I'm waiting for you. You need some ammo? You got it quick, Bob. Plasma. Hit it with plasma.
Pain subsiding. Gotta get in as many hits.
Okay, there we go.
Ah, come on.
is going on?
Good job I stashed some berries, huh? Gotta explode!
I didn't even notice that one moved there. Where am I? I have no more. Oh, there we go.
That'll keep me on my feet.
Really?
Yeah, that's gonna blow.
I think that's all of them. At least. Let's push on.
Oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
done with those. We're just getting started too. You know there's gonna be more. And we're out of berries again. Come on, berries. Please show yourselves.
Let's not wait around, okay?
The DLC made me stop doing it on stream. It took me hours and hours to do those DLC levels. Yeah, they were like really super hardcore, right? In terms of difficulty. I don't... Ah, berries. Nom nom nom. I mean, props to you for giving it a shot, to be honest.
Here. Up this rock.
Alright, you go up the rock, I'll go around. Alright, I think that's it for here.
We're gonna have to climb around this corner.
I'll try not to complain.
I can see the way forward. Keep moving.
Going as fast as we can. You all right?
Sort of.
I can hear them moving around.
More than we want to fight at once, that's for sure. Looks like the others have things under control.
Are you sure about that? Is that where I'm going? I guess so.
Come on, up the slab.
We need you, remember?
Aloy, Alva and I are in position.
Do it. Blow the regulator.
A moment while I ignite the charges.
I'll take that.
Alva and Catalo did their job. Now it's Beta's turn.
Aloy? I think we're in trouble.
Whatever you plan to do to stop those specters, you better do it now.
I'm not doing anything. Beta will. She just needs a little time.
Time that we don't have.
Come on, Beta, come on, come on, come on.
What is that?
Our army.
I think you got their attention.
Very clever. You had Beta inject Hephaestus into the base's printer matrix.
Which is faster and more powerful than any cauldron.
Now it can crank out machines to its heart's content.
Ah, Thunder Jaws! They're outside! Yes, I love it!
Come on. Let's get to the launch tower before this whole place becomes a war zone.
Too late, it already has.
Your maneuver, as clever as it is, means that Hephaestus has escaped containment. It will no doubt get back to the cauldron network.
We grabbed it once, we'll get it again.
Or find a way to replicate its functionality, perhaps. The Apollo database.
Oh, come on, Silence, cheer up.
Aloy, in case we don't make it, I just have one regret.
What is it?
That We had to do all this climbing.
Just unfun to sit there for my whole stream and not make any progress. If it's unfun for me, it's probably unfun for everyone. Yeah, and honestly, that was my biggest issue last night playing Super Shooter. I'm sure for people that are more skilled than me, it's probably, you know, not a big deal for them to figure it out after like 10 minutes. I sat on that last stage for a long period of time, and that's the same reason why I can't understand why Mario Maker 2 is as popular as it is with some of its stages, because some of them is just, it requires a lot of trial and error and just doing the same thing over and over and over again. I don't get it. And it would be no different for Polybridge, right? You have to set up slightly altered versions of your bridge with minor angle repositionings and hope for the best. So yeah, I understand. After a while, you just gotta
Big
draw a
rock might
line.
give us a bridge to get up and through.
Gotcha.
Is this... Am I facing the right direction? I guess I am. What am I doing for... there we go.
I guess not all the specters are fighting our machines.
Ah, that'd have made it nice and easy.
Hey, just here. This'll help.
Just getting slapped around, aren't I? Wrong one.
I think they can handle it. giving up.
Berries!
A little.
I am really tired of seeing specters. They were kind of cool, but I'm over it. It needs to go away now. I need to wander the lands to see if there's any berries nearby. Or, you know, peppers. Let's go for some peppers.
Shouldn't we head for the tower?
Shh. It's okay, Aaron. I'm a professional berry picker. It's fine. There's a Discord for Mario Maker 2 dedicated to beating unbeaten levels. A few months ago, they have officially beaten every level created in June 2019. No small feat. In June of 2019? Like everyone up until June? Or, like, are they still going? Like, that's almost 4 years ago. Dear Lord, it's been out that long? Definitely no small feat, for sure, I agree. But that's still almost...
Let's get going, okay?
3.5 years worth of content still to go through, right?
Big
Did
jump.
I seriously miss this? I'm going around trying to pick up everything and I missed the big purple one. The game came out June 2019. Oh, that was the very first month then. Okay. They have beaten every single level uploaded with a create date of June 2019. I think they're working on July now or maybe August. They are a dedicated bunch. No kidding. That is crazy. Well, I mean, if they're having fun, that's all that matters, right?
And now to the left.
You can get to the launch tower through the hangar up ahead. I'm heading over to join you now.
The hangar's in bad shape, but I can see the way in. Hurry, Aloy!
But berries! It's a good thing these berries are so, you know...
Another one?
By the blood of the Ten!
It's here when you want it. Bottoms up.
I've got an angle.
You need some ammo?
As do I. We'll assist you, Aloy.
Taste of this?
Got your back,
Good
Aloy.
work, everyone.
That got
Let's
it.
go.
We need some goodies first. There we go.
This way.
Coming, Zoe. Inferno Blaster.
The way up.
Hey, Zoe. Okay, well, I can't take that with me. Oh. That is not where I'm going.
Whoa. Look at all this Zenith space stuff.
Space stuff. That is a lot of Zenith space stuff, indeed. Okay, that I can't do anything about.
Come on, let's go! This way, demon! Ah!
Oh,
This
dang.
is the death I was promised. Go!
May Regala return peacefully to the cycle.
Please. She cared nothing for peace.
At least she died on her own terms. That was her fault.
Oblivion draws no such distinctions.
That's cold. You sure you're not a Zenith?
Aloy, it's been intense, but Katalo got me to a network node. I'm trying to get in.
Keep at it. We're almost to the tower.
Oh, this is almost like Institute, like... That's cool, watching that go. Guess we're going down this way. Oh, I got more potions, thank God.
Ah, now we know who's been causing all the fuss. Tilda's little pet.
Silence! Zenith inbound. Can we drop their shields, please?
I'm powering it up. Stay still.
This is pointless. You can't hurt us. Face it, you're worms that ooze through the cracks into our basement.
Silence?
One moment more.
But I might just spare you if you give up Tilda. I think it's safe to say she's forfeited her share of our operation. Permanently.
There.
No? Nothing? Fine. All right, people. Light 'em up! Are we supposed to be scared?
Yes, you are. Oh, look at them run away.
We can't let Gerard escape. It won't take long before he preps the shuttle for launch. Then he'll be able to take Beta and Gaia into orbit and onto the Odyssey beyond our reach.
We gotta go through there?
I failed to see another option.
Then we'll carve a path. Ready?
Get to the top and secure Gaia. I'll stop Gerard.
Thank you, Tilda.
I gotta get to the top of the tower and free Beta.
Aloy, time machine filth! Apologies for that. You're okay. As long as Alba hurries.
I'm almost into the network.
Just do the best you can.
Oh, so many berries. Oh, I love it. BRB, alright, sounds good. More potions, can't hold them.
Okay, an elevator. Promising.
We got some unfinished business, little girl. I don't need a shield to take you out.
Trust me, you're gonna wish you had one.
Time to die.
I'm taking you down! Whoa! I can't let him catch me.
Come here, so I can watch you suffer!
Not much without your shield, are ya?
Break you, girl.
This is the end for you!
Fire and ice, apparently.
It's not the same. It's feeling. Hurt.
Felt that, didn't ya? Time to shut you up! Take that!
This is what I've been training for.
Ah, don't like that, do ya?
Get me.
Oh, dang.
I'll watch you suffer. You don't know what the hollows.
Aloy, are you there? I'm on my way to help. Just need to find my way in there.
You're not safe over there.
Okay, back.
Oh, right in the head.
Fight!
He's almost down.
Show your fear! Wish it didn't have to end this way.
Oh, that's a shame.
I almost forgot what it was like to hurt.
Now we're having fun, right?
You okay?
I will be. In time. Go. Rescue your sister. I'll regroup with the others and make sure they're alright.
And I'm out of berries again. We got 2 potions. There's nothing over here, is there?
I better take the lift.
Alright, fine. Let's take the lift. There was probably stuff in there. Oh well.
Looks like the machine's inspectors have almost wiped each other out. What was that?
Aloy, Gerard just activated the self-destruct failsafe on the printing matrix. He's taking control of a number of systems.
Including the lift?
I'm afraid so. He's restricted its access to the top. You'll have to climb from there. I have to go. I almost have.
Alright, here we go.
Errand? Is everyone alright down there?
Mostly.
Alright, sure. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Alright, well, on the bright side, we're back here. Let's see what I missed.
You stupid.
Thank you, Potato. I thought you were lurking. You're not supposed to see me when I'm dumb. Come on. Berry, berry, berry. There we go. Well, it's more berries than I had before, so I'll take it. Hey, Petito, thank you for gifting that sub to Dan. Also, welcome, Dan. Stop by to say hi. I don't want spoilers, so I will leave. Right. I got here just to see you fall to your death. Luckily, that can literally happen anywhere, so... Well, appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, hopefully you didn't see anything other than that. And I hope you have a good night. And yes, thank you again, Petito, for the gift sub. You are back to full health now as Stream Boss. Congrats. Sorry, I'm just laughing because, of course, the one thing that somebody sees when they're saying hi is me falling to my death. Alright, Let's try that again. Oh, wait, there's more goodies up here. 11 berries, there we go. Alright, we got a good stash now. Oh, I guess I should check this side as well. Don't worry, Zoe, I'm getting there. That was kind of a resource-heavy fight. I need my goodies back. Alright, let's try not to die horribly by gravity.
Looks like the machine's inspectors have almost wiped each other out. What was that?
Aloy, Gerard just activated the self-destruct failsafe on the printing matrix. He's taking control of a number of systems.
Including the lift?
I'm afraid so. He's restricted its access to the top. You'll have to climb from there. I have to go. I almost have.
Oh, I wouldn't have made it anyway, maybe. I was gonna glide over, but I guess that works too.
Aaron? Is everyone all right down there?
Mostly. We're cleaning up the last few specters.
What about the Zeniths?
Dead, I think. Zoe told me you got Eric. Good work.
Yeah. Thanks. I guess only Tilda and Gerard are left then.
Aloy, you there? Listen, I got into the network, but only for a minute before I was shut out. I found a bunch of flight plans and trajectories, as if the Zeniths were planning to leave Earth.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know, but there's more. The files I found have a lot of references to something called Nemesis. Whatever it is, the Zeniths are afraid of it.
Alva? Alva! What's going on here? Maybe Beta can help me figure it out. If she's okay.
I am going up, right? I presume.
Almost there.
I check for goodies and I still somehow miss the obvious.
I'm coming, Beta.
There we go. Sometimes I forget buttons. Alright, that's clearly where I'm supposed to go next, maybe?
stupid.
I know. But that's what makes me adorable. There we go. Even more goodies.
This is it. End of the line.
End of the line, indeed. Let's do this. I was gonna say, there's no reason why this should work. Okay.
Are you okay? Look, I know you've been through a lot, but you have to help me access the Zenith network. I need to see their files. Anything referring to the word Nemesis. Okay. Over there. The systems are down all over the base. I should be able to take advantage of... Yes, Nemesis. Here. There's something in deep space. It's following the Zeniths to Earth. Look. Escape vectors. Alva tried to warn me about this. The Zeniths aren't planning to stay here. It's a machine of some kind. Or a swarm of them. The energy readings are astronomical. Aloy, I don't think a natural disaster destroyed the Zenith colony on Sirius. This thing did. Earth isn't a new home for them. It's a way station. They're on the run.
I see you've been busy.
And you've been lying. Nemesis, what is it?
It is us. The minds of Far Zenith. Or failed copies of them, anyway. Back on Sirius, some of my peers weren't satisfied with physical immortality. They wanted digital transcendence. A way to upload their minds into any form, organic or mechanical. Nemesis was a failed experiment to that effect. Abandoned, but never erased. An immense database of our memories, emotions, and prejudices left to fester.
And it destroyed your colony?
We didn't realize it had gained sentience until it broke containment. It had everything it needed from our memories. Security protocols, system specs, override codes. It hacked everything before we knew what hit us. Then it took over our printing facilities, allowing it to gain any machine form it needed to wipe us out.
But why?
Imagine being trapped alone for decades with only the twisted echoes of megalomaniacs for company. It hates us for abandoning it to that prison. And now that it's free, it will do anything to destroy us, including denying us a safe harbor on Earth.
The extinction signal that woke Hades. You didn't send it. Nemesis did.
Finally, you understand. And when that failed, it launched from Sirius to finish the job itself. Which is why we must flee to a random planet circling a random star, somewhere it can never find us.
With Gaia, so you can build yourself a new world.
That's the plan. Even now. Earth is finished, Aloy. Nemesis will scour it of life to deny its creators a viable home. But Elizabeth's dream won't die. You'll come with me to the stars. And with Gaia, we'll create a new world. Together. Where that monstrosity could never find us.
What? No.
I loved Elizabeth. More than you could ever know. And I'd let her stay behind to die with the rest of humanity. A mistake I have regretted for 1,000 years. Now she stands before me again. Not some inferior copy, but her best possible self. So I'm not asking. You're coming with me. It may seem harsh now, but you'll forgive me in a few centuries.
You can't force me, Tilda. Your shield is gone.
I have something better. Spectre Prime, to me.
Take cover! Get to the door! Serve it, Aloy. You can't win.
What is this?
I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me.
I can do some damage.
Corruption and plasma. Acid and plasma.
I have you!
Oh, that smacks.
You can't stop me, Aloy!
I can try.
Execute attack pattern Delta!
Making a dent in those gold plates. You're not taking me, Tilda! I'm just gonna blow.
I can endure. You cannot. Fire!
Ow.
Ha! Those gold plates are vulnerable.
Ask yourself why you're holding back.
I'll shut you down.
Ow. Get the fire.
Let us end this!
It's powering up. Well, that did something.
Sticks and stones against the lightning.
This won't work, Tilda!
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that. You fought well. Now live!
The gold plates are vulnerable to elemental ammo. Oh, that thing's fast.
Please, Aloy, stop!
You're the one shooting me.
It's using those gold plates to power its attacks.
I knew you
gonna
didn't
beat
truly
me.
want to hurt
Can you
me.
please? Thank you. On to the berries. Dear Lord.
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that. I can endure. You cannot.
What on earth was that?
I'm not going with you!
Death brings only darkness. I can take you to the stars.
Quick!
Bombard her!
And I'm dead. Dear Lord. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear. No kidding. Boy, that just sucked. Make sure to switch back to impact or tear ammo in order to damage or tear all exposed to combat. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's
Ask
try
yourself
it.
why you're holding back.
Am I though?
I better scan that thing first. I gotta get through all that armor before I can do some damage.
Sticks and stones against the lightning.
Well, that was fast. I want to save you and take you to space, so I'm gonna murder you. Dear Lord.
Sticks and stones against the lightning.
Do some damage.
Do you mind?
Engage thrusters. yourself while you're holding back.
Those gold plates are vulnerable.
No.
I can endure. You cannot.
That suit won't protect you.
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that.
What?
I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me. I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me. Surely nothing is worth this pain.
Elemental ammo's
Ask
making
yourself
sense.
why you're holding back.
I'll shut you down.
Sticks and stones against the lightning. This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that. I can endure. You cannot.
Good. This won't work, Tilda.
I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me.
Oh, that thing's fast. Powering up.
Oh dear lord. There was only two before.
Well, That did something.
Ask yourself why you're holding back.
Okay. I'm having fun. I love obscene, tanky bosses. It's fun.
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that.
I gotta get through all that armor before I can do some damage.
I can endure. You cannot. Sticks and stones against the lightning.
I can target its gold plating.
Stop! I beg you! You must submit!
Where am I?
Sticks and stones against the lightning.
Well, that did something. You're not gonna beat me! I can switch it up.
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that.
Oh, that thing's fast.
Enough is enough!
Yeah, it looks like acid does a lot more damage.
Making a dent in those gold plates.
Oh my god! Alright, I need to activate my shield when she fires off those missiles. I can't believe that insta-killed me.
Ask yourself why you're holding back.
All that armor before I can do some damage.
My penis is tingling right now.
Hello, penis! There's a few of you out there, so I don't know who it is. I hope you're doing well.
I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me. This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that. Ask yourself why you're holding back.
Well, that did something.
I can endure. You cannot.
That suit won't protect you!
Sticks and stones against the lightning. Ask yourself why you're holding back.
The gold plates are vulnerable to elemental ammo.
Dang it.
I knew you
not
didn't
taking me,
truly
Tilda.
want to hurt me.
Take the potion!
Large ordnance!
Elemental ammo's making a dent in those gold plates.
I can endure. You cannot.
Gotta take out those gold plates to stop those attacks.
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than
I'll shut
that.
you down.
Sticks
that thing's
and stones against the lightning.
Shut of that.
Give it up!
Oh, that thing's fast. It's powering up. This won't work, Tilda!
This Spectre was designed to survive against more than that. Strike now! yourself why you're holding back.
Oh, I'm not holding back. You're just incredibly tanky. You're a beefy girl.
Sticks and stones against the lightning.
The gold plates. They're powering its attacks.
I will finish this!
Will you kindly die?
Go down!
Finally.
I can endure. You cannot. Ask yourself why you're holding back.
Oh, thank God.
It's over. Why couldn't you just let me choose?
I have a bit of a headache now. Thank you, Potato. Oh, you were the tingling penis. Okay. Instant burning chance plus 4%. Crystal braiding, blast bay, piercing metal shards. I'll take all that. Thank you. Didn't you give birth? Didn't something eject out of your face? I guess not. Beta! Oh, there. That's it. There.
She tried to take you. And she told you about Nemesis.
So you've known all along.
From Hades, yes. Along with data on how to circumvent the Zenith shields. Everything I did to create the Rebel Army was based on that knowledge. To reach this place, this moment.
And you couldn't just tell me?
Come now, Aloy. You're the last person to act sensibly in the face of impossible odds. When I learned of Nemesis from Hades, I saw the pieces on the board and how to play them. And in that same moment, I knew it was a game you would never play. That you would interfere and attempt to save the Tenakth. I was correct, to a point. You ruined my plans, but brought your own to fruition. The end result is the same. We're here. And now it's time for me to leave this doomed planet behind. To seize the Odyssey and the Apollo database. And begin a new chapter in my pursuit of knowledge. One with infinite possibilities. You can join me if you so desire. You've more than earned your place. Unlike Tilda, I'm extending a polite invitation.
You're going to just take off? And abandon everything? Stay. Help me fight that thing.
Perhaps Tilda didn't adequately define the threat. Nemesis can't be stopped. It destroyed a highly advanced Zenith colony in a matter of hours. What hope does this primitive tribal Earth have?
We know it's
If
coming.
you brought Gaia, you wouldn't be abandoning life. You'd be saving a seed for a new world. Just as Elizabeth did. It's the choice she made. The sacrifice of all that is for the hope of what might be. If she were here in your place, she would board that shuttle, Aloy.
Found her.
Is she hurt?
Still on her feet.
Thank the Ten.
Goodbye, Silence.
She looks okay.
Where's
She looks
Beta?
victorious.
As always.
There she is.
Aloy. You did it.
Hey, where's he going?
As far away as anyone can go.
Oh. Are you sure?
You're staying.
For a time. You people are going to need all of the help you can get.
Does anyone else need a drink?
Not if it's that ale of yours.
I'd be fine with a nap.
Excellent idea.
I hope it's really over this time.
No, it isn't. I know, right? That just hits in such a different way. So I guess Jirara's dead.
There's another battle ahead, Elizabeth. Very different than the one you fought. It's not about the distant hope of creating a new world.
Come on, Gaia.
It's about preserving the one we have. My friends have a new mission. To spread the word and ask for help. They've taken it in stride. I think it's because they've always known what I've only just started to understand. That the people of this world have the strength to fight any battle.
That must be Regala.
The ingenuity to solve any problem. The courage to overcome any obstacle. And the resilience to rise after any setback. As for me, I can't say I'm not afraid. What lies ahead will be harder than anything we've faced before. But I know I can put the fear aside. Because for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not alone.
There she is. Gaia's back. not have control of the Sunwing. This is just how they're choosing to navigate through the credits. Gotta say, I like this way. This is kind of cool. Oh my god, I really want to try the VR game. There's rumors that there's gonna be a PlayStation 5 Slim that's supposed to release sometime maybe as early as September. Thank you. Or at least somewhere around the holiday season. So depending on its cost, I might go for that when it comes out. Assuming I've got the money to do so, obviously. I'm gonna see if it's possible for me to get PSVR 2 at some point as well, because I would love to try this generation. It looks like it's so much fun to use. And I can also play the DLC that's coming out for this game in April. Which I currently cannot do. Oh, it's squawking. I keep forgetting just how phenomenal the vistas, the scenery, like these shots are just fantastic. This is on PS4 too. I can't imagine what it would look like on PS5.
These words don't seem like mine, but the iron won't subside. No matter what I try.
Do a barrel roll. Alright, now I can finally move on to something else that I want to play. At least in the meantime. I'm gonna mute myself while I enjoy some water. 1 second. There we go. Tito, have you looked into PSVR at all? Is that something that appeals to you in any way? Curious to know what your thoughts are. I've never been a big, like, VR panda myself. I think it's interesting, but nothing's really captured my imagination in terms of... Like, I mean, I guess RE7 is probably the first thing that I was like, wow, I really want to give this a shot. PSVR 2, what's your opinion? Or VR in general? we can't, like, navigate around. Just kind of freely enjoy the scene without having to worry about, you know, accelerating or crashing. But I guess they need to script or curate how the credits are going to be displayed. I'm not convinced VR in its current state is worth buying. Maybe in a few years, but there's no appeal to me yet. So, VR has kind of been in that weird stasis for a long time. So, like, what would you need to see? Like, is it the library, maybe? Because, like, the tech in the PSVR 2 is actually quite phenomenal. There just isn't really that many games that take it, like, full advantage of the technology. But it also just launched, too, so that might change. Like, the Horizon game I would love to try. RE8. I've been told it's, like, fantastic for the VR. Just like RE7 was. But I don't think there's really a whole lot of others that just, like, stand out in the same way that, you know, normal games. Oh, that's cool. Game library, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Ease of use? To what end? If you don't mind my asking. Like, I know some of the older headsets for whatever PC or maybe even the PSVR is guilty of this too. They had like several wires and it was awkward and bulky, but everything that I've seen from the PSVR 2, like, I seriously want to look into getting one. I'm hoping that the cost will go down in time for the holiday season. Oh, down in Vegas. So much equipment to take stock of. Well, if it is something that you do have like a mild interest in, at least, I would suggest taking a look at PSVR 2 specifically. It looks like it takes all the problematic... This seems really loud. I'm going to turn it down a bit, sorry. I feel like I'm yelling over it. I don't know if that did anything. All the problematic aspects of it seem to be at least attempted to be addressed with the PSVR 2. I don't know. I never really got into VR myself in the past, so maybe that's why I'm more excited about it this time around, is because this looks like something that could realistically be viable, that I could enjoy. Whereas in the past, I've always looked at, you know, some of the things out there, and there was just too many, like, nah, I'm okay kind of moments. Alright, here's the real question then. What if there was, like, a VR version of the show? Because to my knowledge, there aren't really any sports games that are for VR, which is kind of shocking, now that I think about it. I think, like, a baseball game would be perfect for VR. It's paced well enough to suit it, in my opinion. But fast-paced enough to make it not seem like slow and bleh. From what I see, the quest is better equipment, but the one glaring face, yeah. Honestly, that's the main reason why I've never even bothered looking into it. I heard that you had to have a Facebook account, and I just immediately wrote it off. I don't even know what kind of tech it has. I know it's good. But I don't have a Facebook account, and I don't want one. Under no circumstance am I going to be convinced to get one either, so... No quest for me. Plus the cost. There's a lot of cost issues I hear for, I don't know, maybe it's just more expensive in Canada. I don't know what it's like in the States, but, like, the best version of it, I heard is like $1,200. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna look that up real quick. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. Quest VR 2, I believe it's called, right? Oculus Quest 2 VR headset. Oh, maybe it's come down in price. Most expensive one I see here is $589. Apparently the PSVR 2 is $749. That's not even bundled with anything, so maybe it's more viable. Still not going to consider it. Apparently they've removed the Facebook requirement, or they're going to try to remove it. I've heard something along those lines. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. There is a VR game where you play football quarterback. Oh, that's... okay. Well, that's something. From what I can tell, you no longer need a Facebook account to use the quest. Okay, so they did get rid of it. I still have reservations on giving my info to them, though. Yeah. Yep. With all the leak data and, you know, the selling of data that they acquire on Facebook... Plus, just overall, its popularity is just not there anymore. It's like an ad machine from what I understand now. And, I mean, we get bombarded with enough ads as it is. So... I don't know. We'll see what happens. If, Meta keeps pursuing this... metaverse dream, it's going to become their nightmare. They're literally losing billions of dollars, and it won't really be an option anymore to get the quest, because they're on a severe downward track. Something's got to give at some point. I barely use Facebook. I still keep my account just for the messenger feature to text my friends and family. And honestly, a lot of the people that I know do the same. They hop on like twice a month, maybe. But otherwise, they might use it for messenger, or they just kind of forget about it. Hideo Kojima? Wait, what? Why was his name in the credits for this? Or, well, it was the Kojima team, so I'm guessing... I'm so confused. That is a lot of gorilla babies. I deleted the app a long time ago, and I check my account from time to time, and that's about it. I did have it for a little while, but I got rid of it. Not even for the data leaks and all that stuff. Just personal reasons. But if the personal reasons weren't there, all the controversies surrounding Facebook or Meta that would have been enough for me to be like, bye. So. Aloy, Beta, Elizabeth Sobek. Varl! Lance Reddick, silence. You will be missed. Oh god, we've got... Why do game companies continue to use licensed music? Why? My Red Dead Redemption 2 stream, the last one that I did, there was that song that played, I think it was called Unashamed or something, for when you're heading back to the house after coming back from Warma. And the reason why I know the name of it is because I got DMCA'd on Twitch. They muted it. It's like, why? Why do you guys continue to do this? Please stop. Oh well, it is what it is. On Instagram, I post pics and videos of my family and friends occasionally. Yeah, Instagram's owned by Meta, isn't it? You don't really hear anything controversy-wise when it comes to Instagram. It is what it is, right? There's a few people that I follow. I'll jump on. A lot of like artists and stuff. I'll see what they have when they post stuff, and then I'll hop off. I definitely would use, I do use Instagram more than I use Facebook. I don't have Facebook in any capacity, so it's funny how that works. That reminds me, I just rewatched your Life is Strange 2 playthrough on YouTube, and I remember the part where I told you how to mute licensed music. I honestly wish games did that more often. Admittedly, I did not check the options too thoroughly on this game, so maybe there's something, but I doubt it. The one thing that kind of... I appreciate that they added that option, but all it did was mute the music itself. Because I remember that, yeah, at the end of, I think it's the 3rd episode, with all the mass destruction that went on. I think you even told me there's supposed to be music playing when the camera pans over the aftermath of it all, but it was just utter silence. And it still kind of played to the strength of the scene, because it was very eerie. But that's not supposed to happen. That feature is in True Colors? Okay. I'm glad they retained that, so I will bear that in mind whenever we get to that.
Is that what you want? I am a raindrop.
Have you heard about a new Life is Strange game at all? Any details or inklings that a new one is in development? I feel like True Colors has been out for a while, and I'm kind of surprised nothing else has come out since, in some capacity.
But when you hear you'll be near me.
I heard an unreliable rumor that there was something in development, but it was still early. But unreliable, so... No, but not as busy with several story-based games for the next few years. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they got a few projects in the works, don't they? Let's just take a quick YouTube gander. Current projects. Donut Entertainment has 8 games in development that are planned for release between 2023 and 2025. The French studio behind games like Life is Strange, Tell Me Why, and Vampire. They did Vampire? I didn't know that. has big plans following its foray into publishing with the release of Gerda, A Flame in Winter. What is that? The studio has recently revealed that it has 8 games currently in development, 2 of which are publishing titles. Oh. Stop with the ads, please. Don't Know was founded by former EA, Criterion Games, and Ubisoft staff in Paris, France in 2008, blah, blah, blah. The studio's debut title was Remember Me? They did Remember Me? I didn't know that. An action game originally set to publish by Sony before it shifted to Capcom ahead of its release in 2013. I have that for Steam. It's on the never-ending list of games I want to play, but I didn't know that that was them. That's cool. It looks fantastic. I've heard it is, too. Completely underrated. They're transitioning to becoming a publisher and developer. Yeah, that's what this ad was saying. They're becoming quite the powerhouse. Jeez. Just... It came to a surprise to many that Life is Strange fans in 2021 when reports indicated that Life is Strange True Colors developer Deck 9 will be handling the series going forward. So it's Deck 9, not Don't Nod specifically. However, a teaser from the studio regarding its 8 games in development hinted at the fact that one of the games could be a spiritual successor to Life is Strange, indicating that Don't Nod will have full creative control over this future title. Games like Tell Me Why and Twin Mirror have retained similar elements of the Life is Strange series while remaining unique, implying the studio will continue making narrative adventure games like the ones it is known for. So Deck 9. That might explain why I haven't heard anything. It's not even Don't Nod that's doing it. They're just publishing it. I'm guessing they got screwed over by Square Enix over the IP for Life is Strange that they decided to publish. Oh, you think? Square's acting really, really bizarre as of late. I gotta be honest. I don't know what they're doing. Thank goodness their Final Fantasy games are, like their mainstream ones, are doing really well. I honestly would be afraid for the company, especially with this. They're pushing NFT games. Like, why? They're universally despised. Nobody wants anything to do with them. They had their moment in the sun, and even then they weren't liked, so... Square Enix lately is crapping over their non-Japanese IP. Yeah, if they hadn't sold them anyways. Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Hitman. Yeah, Hitman is light. It's pretty popular. Tomb Raider, I know the last one didn't sell that well. Or, it sold decently. Saying not well implied that it was subpar. It still sold well. All 3 new ones sold well. Marvel's Avengers and... what was the other one? Babylon something? Babylon's Fall, I think it was called. Those were both misses because they were both live services that no one wanted. Like, Avengers, I mean, I have Avengers and someday I will play it, but I have a feeling it would have been so much more popular if it was something more akin to Spider-Man. Guardians of the Galaxy, did they do that? And Forspoken just fell flat, yeah. Forspoken had its own issues. That one, unfortunately, was just... there was a myriad of creative decisions that just didn't sit well with players, from what I've understood. Like, the character isn't likable, the world feels kind of empty, stuff like that. I haven't played it. I don't know for sure, but that one's just mostly, unfortunately, it didn't resonate with people as well. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that one didn't do well because of Marvel's Avengers. Apparently, it's the type of game that people expected Avengers to be. So, because of how that one turned out, that Guardians of the Galaxy was just collateral damage. It's very unfortunate. Very dramatic music. I'm here for it, though. I'll wait until there's a major sale for Forspoken and I'll consider it. Oh, yeah! I'll be picking it up myself whenever I get my PS5. I will not be paying full price for it, though. And they are releasing DLC, too, so I imagine they'll release, like, a complete package version of the game, and they'll sell it for, like, I don't know, hopefully $30, maybe $40 at around, like, Christmas time, and again, money permitting, I might pick it up then. Unless everything I just said doesn't happen, in which case I won't. Life is Strange 2 shockingly got released for the Switch. Why is that shocking? I'm kind of impressed. Nintendo really turned around the whole third-party support train. I don't know. I guess I could call it. Like, Wii, and especially Wii U, they did not have a lot of third-party support. So, honestly, that's part of the reason I decided to get my Switch. Because it had a lot of third-party support. It has some unique, or not unique, exclusive titles as well that are third-party. And it also has, like, a bunch of first-party games, too, that Nintendo's always been known for. This is probably the first Nintendo system I've gotten that I didn't buy when it was, like, considered a dead system since ever. I just realized I've never bought a system while it was still technically in the current gen. I got my GameCube after they moved on from that. I got my N64 well after they moved on from that. I never picked up a Wii. I considered getting it. Never got around to it, though. Always struck me as a kid. It seemed like the kind of system that was good for, like, parties, get-togethers, stuff like that. The more casual type, right? But never seemed like a good hardcore experience, like a hardcore gamer. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it without sounding ridiculous. Wii U didn't interest me at all. Even the Switch, I was kind of lukewarm on. It's only, like, it's been out for, what, 8 years, I think? And there's a huge library for it, thanks to that support. So that's kind of like, yeah, okay, sure. So, yeah. Let's go for it. Life is Strange 2 is usually the red-headed stepchild of the franchise, sadly. What? What does that mean? But it meant that the Life is Strange Remastered Collection sold well for Square Enix, so consider releasing Life is Strange 2 on the Switch. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I did hear that it sold well on the Switch, the collection you were talking about there, so. And not surprising, it is a good game. What does red-headed stepchild mean? Like, I guess maybe it's anecdotally speaking for me, but, like, Life is Strange 2, at least with the circle of people I'm aware of, they hold it in very high regard. Like, comparable to 1. It's actually True Colors that people are kind of like, they look at it like it's, you know, the outlier. Phrase meaning that it gets shitted on. Yeah, okay, so that is what you meant. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, like I said, it's usually True Colors that I hear. That's kind of, not that it's like looked down on, but it isn't held to the same level or regard or whatever as 1 or 2. I mean, I guess if you want to count Before the Storm, I guess that one technically has the worst rap, I guess. Again, anecdotally speaking, I don't know globally if it has that kind of rep or not, but yeah, Before the Storm is usually the bottom of the 4, then it's True Colors, and then Life is Strange's 1 and 2 are usually, like, battling it out for the top spot, depending on who you ask. Two main complaints I hear about it was that it's too political and there was no Max. Oh, come on. Okay, the no Max or Chloe thing is... It's subjective. It's a creative choice that they decided to make, and, like, it's... Boy. I don't know. Statements like that, I get it, you want to see more Max and Chloe, but they're trying to tell, like, stories that are, like, unique perspectives. Like, Life is Strange. It's not Max's Life is Strange. I don't know. I get the desire to want to go back to Max and Chloe, but Chloe is no longer in the franchise as a live character, unless you go even further back in the prequels. I mean, unless she had a superpower of being a ghost, I guess that's possible. I don't know. But, that's also why we've got, like, the media, the comics, and probably novels, too. Like, they explore those particular storylines past those games, so... And what was the other thing you said? Too political. I've heard this statement before. I don't remember where, but it's a very good one. I'm gonna paraphrase this because I don't remember exactly how they put it. People who say they don't like politics in their games actually do like politics in their games. They're just not enjoying what they're currently being subjected to. Hopefully that made sense. So my guess is, if they didn't like the politics, that was... Because I thought it was fine. It was still an emotional story. It's a very real story, unfortunately. Like, strip away the super element, like the superpowers and whatnot, and that's a very real human story that, unfortunately, could be told. Call of Duty is the most politically charged game out there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And how often do you hear about political complaints there? Generally, the only time I hear any complaints about Call of Duty is that doesn't involve its multiplayer, is like a specific mission that people just didn't like because it was... It offended their eyes or something. It's like thin skin syndrome, in my opinion. Like, they're telling a story, and this is what happens in that story. If it upsets you, that's great. That means they evoked an emotion through the story that they're trying to tell. That doesn't mean they did anything wrong. No Russian? Was that the offending, people? There's one mission in particular I remember hearing a lot. You're like a double agent for an enemy cell, and you're supposed to go into, I think it's an airport, and you're basically attacking the airport. And I get why people would feel very passionate about that, but again, that's part of the story. Stuff like that actually can happen and does happen. So... Oh, sorry, I missed a comment you made up here. True Colors I really liked, but grade-wise, it's a B+ versus A+ for Life is Strange 2. Yeah, that's the impression I get. Like, it's not a bad game at all. It's actually a great game. But it's not at the same level as the first two games. And again, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, maybe it didn't connect as well. Or, I don't know, I haven't played it yet, so I can only speculate. That's the name of the particular mission you're describing? Wait, no Russian? That's actually what it's called? Oh, as in he doesn't speak Russian or something. Okay. I get it now. Yeah, that's the most politically charged complaint I think I've heard about Call of Duty. And I'm like, you gotta expect complaints when you're trying to push boundaries. I get it. It's unfortunate, but I get it. No Russian means don't leave anyone alive at the airport. Oh. Shows you what I know. I did not know that. Meanwhile, a couple of Americans with who come from Mexican descent are just trying to, you know, find safe passage into a different country so they don't get pursued for, you know, the death of somebody that they didn't even commit or accidentally committed. And that's too politically charged. Oh, God. There's been a lot of credits, dear Lord. Now the question remains, are we going to see a post-credits sequence here like we did in the first game? Fingers crossed. Let's see some Nemesis action, come on. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't show me the title screen. Don't do it, game. Man, that progress bar is not filling up at all. Oh, there we go. Well, we've got a scenic scene at least. If you feel underpowered during a boss fight, you can load a save file labeled Boss Battle Autosave via the options menu. This save places you before the battle, allowing you to level up and improve your loadout before trying again. There's no post-credits scene. Congratulations on defeating the Zenith threat. You're now discovered Nemesis. Yeehaw. Ta-da! You are now free to continue exploring and complete any unfinished quests and activities. You can also start a New Game Plus from the New Game Plus start point in the base. Thank you for playing the Horizon team. Level 39.
Maybe one day, I'll head back to the Sacred Lands and see Sona again. Tell her what her son accomplished. And how brave he was.
I still can't believe Varl died. I mean, I can, but at the same time, it still sucks.
Elizabeth had a dream for this world. I guess a lot didn't go as planned. And there are still dangers ahead. Maybe the biggest yet. But after what Beta and I accomplished, I have hope. We'll fight for Elizabeth's dream. Together.
Alright, for the last time, let's see if there's any conversations to be had. Beta!
I'm getting a head start on looking for ways to temporarily stabilize the biosphere. We may not have Hephaestus, but I'm sure we can come up with something.
Alright, cool. Oh, that's the new game plus. Alright, well, we're not doing that. Did everybody go back home? There's no one here. It's just Beta and I. Alright, well, I guess let's go see Gaia then. If she's here. That's not it. There she is! Gaia!
Everything okay, Gaia?
Yes, it is good to be home. Although my heuristic matrix will take some time to reinitialize. I must ensure that all Zenith code has been purged from my systems.
Good idea. Take as long as you need. Are we gonna be able to fix the biosphere? With Hephaestus back out in the wild?
With its escape to the global Cauldron network, Hephaestus has resumed its operations and increased its security protocols. I am already formulating options to recontain it. Additionally, I will utilize the capabilities of my remaining subordinate functions and make every effort to stave off collapse of the biosphere. I am certain it will gain us some time.
Sounds good.
Reinitialization in progress. I will inform you when it is complete.
Okay, is that it? That's it.
Reinitialization
Yep.
in progress.
Okay.
I will inform you when it is complete.
Well, I guess let's see if Beta has anything else to say, and then we'll call it a night. Oh wow, it actually took us the full 3 hours almost.
Raw's grave a visit earlier. Back at Gemini, he tried so hard to protect me. He was my first friend. I still can't believe he's gone. Me too.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's see if there's... I always forget which pathway I took to leave. Sure. Was it this one? This doesn't seem right. That don't seem right at all. Of course I picked the one quest that was in the wrong direction.
There's Gwen stuff in here now. Must be all of us.
Good for you, Alva. There we go. I hope this was the path. I'm pretty sure it was out this way. I might be wrong. I don't remember having to go up this high. Don't forget to save, thanks. Yeah, this wasn't right. Alright, fine. Oh,
Raiding party!
That might be it. Oh, hey, Arma! No, this isn't it. Hello, Raiders! You're just in time. I'm about to wrap up. But that doesn't mean I don't appreciate your being here, and I am grateful, and I hope that your stream went well.
Please.
Let's do our save here. There we go. Thank you, Petito. Shouting out Arma, last playing Diablo 4. Diablo 4's out? It went just fine, slew many a demon. That is good to hear.
I've got something.
You need to be quiet. What kind of a celebratory dance / party / rave would you like to hear before we call it a night here? Diablo 4. Oh, beta. Okay, that makes sense. Always the long man? Alright. Here it comes.
Long, long
long. Oh, thank you again, Arma. Much appreciated. But yeah, fortunately we are going to call it a night because we just finished the game, so... Arma, thank you again for the raid. Petito, thank you not only for the resub, but for gifting Dan that sub as well. Much appreciated. We are, at least for the time being, officially done with Horizon Forbidden West. We will jump back into it whenever I get my PS5 and the DLC drops. But for now, I've done as much as I can. So next Saturday, we'll be jumping into something new. I don't know what that'll be yet. So we'll have to wait and see next Saturday. Tomorrow night, we'll be jumping back into, what's it called? Red Dead Redemption 2. And next Friday, we'll give one more shot to Super Shooter. So, yeah, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Petito, thank you very much for keeping me company here through the last few hours of this game. Much appreciated. And hopefully I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.